Samsung have just announced the Galaxy S26 FE. Here is our first full look in our hands-on. Welcome back to SamMobile TV. You're here with Daniel. Samsung have welcomed the latest in the lineup of the Galaxy S26 series, the Galaxy S26 Fan Edition. Samsung have decided they haven't released enough phones this year, so they've just chucked another one right into the mix. The Fan Edition has kind of become a little bit of a staple in Samsung's lineup. There was one year they missed out on, I think it was the S22 FE, but ever since then, they've kind of maintained it. And to be honest, it hasn't really evolved too much since that iteration, the S23 version. This year is not really that different. It does have a slightly refreshed design and aesthetic with the camera. It's still up there in the corner, but it's been forced even more into the corner to kind of, make room for more internals because the phone has become thinner and lighter as well. So the in-hand feel is going to be more comfortable and more lightweight because it'll just have that less phone appeal that Samsung have kind of continued their trends with in the last couple of years. The Fan Edition bezels got slimmed down considerably last year, and Samsung seemed to have maintained that slim approach, but it's not uniformed. The bezels around the top and the two sides are uniformed, but the bottom bezel still kind of, is a little bit bigger. But honestly, it's 2026. All smartphones have pretty thin bezels by now, and on a phone that's at this price point with the features it's got, bezels are the least of your worries. The rest of the phone can handle a lot of things. You're not going to be looking at a bezel when you're interacting with it. Inside of those bezels, you have a 6.7-inch display. Samsung putting bigger displays on their phones, and the Fan Edition at 6.7 is pretty much in plus territory right now. And that display can push up to a peak brightness of 1900 nits in the right circumstances and conditions. That pretty much puts it in line with Samsung's brightest displays from years gone past. It strips past any of the other displays in flagship territory from a few years ago, so you'll get definitely good brightness conditions in a lot of outdoor scenarios. As well as that, the display is 120 Hz, of course, which means you'll get nice fluidity as you're using the software. Samsung tend to not update the cameras on their Fan Editions, or at least they haven't, like I said, for a while. And again, this year is no different. It's the same triple camera setup on the back, the 12 megapixel ultra wide, the 50 megapixel main camera, which is the same as the base S26 and S26 Plus, and you have an 8 megapixel 3x telephoto, sort of finishing off the whole thing. There's not really an expectation, for Samsung to have upgraded them this year, especially when they didn't upgrade the base model S26 and S26 Plus. You can't expect them to then go and put better cameras on the S26 Fan Edition when their actual flagship phones didn't get upgraded. So it's pretty much status quo here with these cameras. That doesn't mean they're not going to get improvements through software and through processing, but as of now, the hardware is the same. But like I said, software features, it means it does get some enhancements. Samsung have put on board here the super steady horizontal lock feature that we saw in the S26 series earlier this year, which turned out to be a really fun feature to use, and people can take advantage of it in a lot of different ways. And you've got other sort of Galaxy AI features, which we'll get into around the camera in a little bit. If you flip the phone around to the selfie camera, that actually did get an upgrade. Samsung have put in a 12 megapixel selfie camera that has a wider field of view. So you're going to be able to fit more into your selfies and capture more as opposed to what it was able to do previously. And that's an upgrade that's nice with the selfies on your Fan Edition. But as I said, the Galaxy AI and the software features of the Fan Edition is the main draw card here. This has One UI 9 right from the get-go. There's no software updates that it needs to get to have it. There's no beta process. The second you open up this phone, you've got One UI 9 running on it. And as of now, it's going to be Samsung's best supported One UI 9 phone. It's going to get 7 generations of OS updates from now. So it's going to be supported more than the base S26 series. It's going to be supported more than the Fold series, longer but roughly the same. But because it's the latest launch, running the latest software, it's going to be the best supported. And with One UI 9, it means it gets things like My Fan Cam straight out of the box. My Fan Cam being that pretty impressive Galaxy AI feature where you can actually isolate a subject and have the software trail it along in the video and isolate it and crop into it. It's really fun. You also have things like the photo assist upgrades we saw from One UI 8.5 and One UI 9 on board here too. And you also get the agentic AI stuff, like the custom cards within Now Brief is on board, and you've got a pretty fleshed out Galaxy AI list, including things like Now Nudge. But this is where it starts to be a little bit more separation from the base S26 and S26 Plus. Unlike those, which are using the current generation chip, the Exynos 2600 or the Snapdragon, depending on your region, This is using last year's Exynos 2500. That is what's going to be the brains behind this whole operation, powering this whole thing from a performance standpoint. And we saw it on the Z Flip 7 last year, the Exynos 2500, and no one really had any issues with performance or battery life or efficiency of that phone. And I don't think you're going to have too many issues here, especially when you're pairing it with a massive 4,900 milliamp hour battery that's going to charge at 45 watts. I think that's going to be the key here. You're going to get a lot of flagship performing features with flagship software, and you're going to get it in a package that's probably going to last you a long time. The display itself, not being like the top tier Samsung display, means it's not going to draw as much power. So you're likely going to get a really efficient experience out of both the display, the battery, and the chip all together. I think this could be Samsung's go-to S26, especially out of the S26 and S26 Plus. I think if you want a bigger phone and you're not too worried about things like bezels, then this could be the option because it's a good package. It's going to be comfortable to hold because it's thinner and lighter. It's got great software on board, and the cameras, whilst not the top tier performing ones, the main camera is the same as the S26 and S26 Plus. And they also have some good software features on board and some good video capabilities. It also have good optimization too from the chipset. And this is where I guess the price comes into it, because that package that you get is also quite affordable. Starting at $699 USD for the 128 gigabyte variant, it means it's actually quite a good entry price point into the Galaxy S26 series. And then you go up to $799 for the 256. It's not much more to get a little bit of extra storage and still getting a good phone. There's going to be 3 colors to choose from. You got blueberry, you got pistachio. I don't know why Samsung are leaning into this food stuff, but it's making me hungry. And you've also got graphite as the third option. Let me know what you think about the Galaxy S26 Fan Edition down below. I think at this point, if you're angry about any of the specs that are presented, then this phone's not for you. You can just move on and take a look at something else, because everything that's there, I think at the price point that it's there at, I think is compelling for the right customer. For anyone else who doesn't think that as compelling, then yeah, just move on, find something else. But for us here at SamMobile, I think it's a pretty good package to get, and maybe the S26 one to get heading into the back end of the year. A big thank you to Max for attending the hands-on event and capturing all the footage for you to be able to experience it. I'm working on getting my unit to review, so make sure you hit subscribe to check that out. Go check us out on our website for any of the finer details you might want to know. Find us on all our socials, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.